Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stand Together. And we have cracked over 30 days, and we are at 31 days straight, where I have gone live with you for 31 days straight. Did you hear that? 31 days straight. How you guys doing? Jump on, say good morning. Welcome to Stand Together. Welcome to a Monday, and welcome to another day. 31 days straight. Look at us crushing it, huh? 31 days straight. We have done every morning. Who's done 31 days straight, right? Who's done 31 days live, huh? I wonder who's done that. Who's done 31 days live? Jump on and say good morning, and welcome to day 31 days straight of hanging out, giving you some stuff, trying to help you guys out, and to kicking some butt with you. And I'm so excited to be able to do this with you and trying to help you guys out. 31 days straight. Let me tell you this. Go look it up. No one else in the country, probably around the world maybe, has been doing this. But I did it. And funnily enough, this is about the fourth time in the year and a half I've done this, right? Love that. Who's on? Mandy, Sam, Kez, so many of you guys. Oh my gosh, Di. What's happening, Terry? Good to see you, Chris, Richard. So many of you joining us. Great to see. I'm presuming that's Amanda. I'm going to say Amanda. Richard, Nikki. Who else is happening, Annette? Good to see y'all. Well done. Well done. Oh, there he is. The regal man himself. Good to see you, mate. Be missing you. Hey, jump on. Jump on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Heidi. Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to everybody. Love, Mia, Jeff, and every one of you. Hey, we're at 31 days. VJ. How you going, my brother? 31 days. We're at 31 days. Who else has fucking done 31 days of sheer hanging out every morning, right? Monday through Sunday to help people out. Sharing. Want to know why? I just wish people did this stuff for me when I was coming up and trying to, get somewhere in my business and world. And I think it'll be better if more people do this. But hey, maybe I'm inspiring you guys to be little leaders within your own lives and with your own people out there, right? Hey, Lou, good to see ya. Hey, Liza, good to see ya. Hey, Boris, good to see ya. Good morning, everybody. We're celebrating 31 days today. 31 days. 3-1. 3-1. Let's do it. Good morning, everybody. Jump on. Hey, listen, I have got one for you. 31 days. I want to speak to you about something. And you know what's surprising? Surprising is I haven't actually spoken about this yet, because it's something I speak about all of the time. And I want to talk to you about this. I want to talk to you about where it all came from. So here's one thing I want to spend some time sharing with you guys about. You ready for this? This little badge right there. M-A... Oh, I've got it in 2 colors too. Maybe 3 colors. Oh, no, that's a different badge. M-A-I-A. M-A-I-A. Let me tell you about the origins of this, right? So listen. Oh, how good's that light? Look at that light, huh? I'm just going to stand here like this, and I'm going to blind you guys if I do that. Hey, so let me tell you about the origins of that. What does it stand for? What does it stand for first? What does it stand for? Massive and immediate fucking action. I should add an F in there. Massive and immediate action. Now, it sounds simple in its idea, but it's absolutely critical in the reason why this is a part of my life. So, let me take you back. Let me wind you back. That's the part of the movie where you'd go back, and there'll be like black and white flickering, and it'll go back and have a little monologue that's going through it. Listen, here's what happened. I started in business, and I thought I knew everything, saved up some money, started business, thought I knew it. Well, started not a business, lots of different types of businesses. I was trying a bit of this, and a bit of that, and a bit of this, and a bit of this. And then I lost all of my money. I was going to say all. And I had to get a loan from my girlfriend at the time, and now is my wife, who's actually sitting here. Not sitting here, don't get too excited, but actually on my desktop. Want to see my wife? She's right there. She's on my desktop. You see her there? There you go. She's on my desktop. I bumped the kids off my desktop, and I've got the kids on my phone. I got a loan to get money to go to an event, to go to a seminar. I'm like, what the fuck is a seminar? So I go there. I'm like, this is a whole new world. People are just way too excited for what I was used to. And I was like, this is, I remember church as a kid. And church was not this exciting, but there was people gathering, listening to somebody. So I'm like, I don't know what this is, but this is kind of more fun than I wish church was like this. I would have gone a lot more, right? So anyway, I go there to a bunch of these places and seeing people speak. I'm like, get some ideas. And I go, why didn't I come to this earlier? Why didn't I come and learn, right? Why didn't I get off my own ego and go out there and say, let me learn from others, right? So that's a whole nother lesson. So anyway, I started to go and I started to learn. And I remember sitting next to a few different people and I'd write down notes. Right? By the way, I can't show you mine because there's some critical things that are on there, right? Some critical things are on there, but I can show you this. Have a look at this. Look at this. Critical factors, September 6th to the 12th. Critical factors. I spoke about that yesterday, didn't I? Isn't it good that I actually fucking do what I teach you? Literally, I was reviewing my yesterdays today because it's Monday, right? Anyway, and so I was at these events and I was sitting next to, and sometimes you see people that have gone over and over and over some of these events, right? And you go, okay, I was meeting a few different people, and I started to create a little bit of success, not nowhere near, what I did over the years, but like just a little bit, a couple of things here and there. And they'll say to me, wow, Aaron, how'd you do that? What do you mean? Like, how did you learn how to do the marketing and how did you do the sales thing and how did you work out, oh my God, now you know how some of the finance stuff, how did you, all this little thing, like, how did you do that? I said, well, how I did it is you're waiting for it. Are you ready for it? I wrote it down, right? Then I took massive and immediate action. But what they said is that they took action. Because the whole time, a lot of the speakers kept having a catch cry, and it was take action, take action, take action. Every time they did, I watched people, they went like this. Someone say, take action. You're right. And they would write down, take action. And they had a whole bunch of notes on their notepad. And all it said was like things like take action and take action and take action. And I was like, listen, action's a doing word. You got to do something. You can't just write that shit down. And so I did something with it. I did something. And I found that I took action. I did things. I just took massive action. I went, whatever was, the person said do something. I went, okay, let's do that thing. And I did it. And I took action. And then the next time I learned something, it was a little bit more out of my comfort zone. I took bigger action and then bigger action and then bigger action. And I worked out also this thing called immediate. So at the events that I'd go to, people would have like a break and go to fucking Subway and hang out and talk and just chat on their break. I was the last person to leave the classroom because I would sit there and I'll be writing out my list of things that need to get done. Then guess what? You're not going to believe it. I'm going to chew the other one now. I then took this while I sat there. I wrote and then I actioned. I got on the phone. I sent emails. I did the things that I needed to get done. And then I started to work this thing out. Everyone talks about taking action, but they talk about this as like this passive idea of life. It doesn't work that way. So I invented this thing called massive and immediate action. And let me break it down for you and the important psychology around it. Massive. What's important to do in life is to take massive, which should be out of your comfort zone. Let me ask you a question. If Richard Branson started a brand new business today, would everyone say that that's massive action for him? Not really. It's Richard fucking Branson, right? But for most people, starting a business that don't have one, that would be a big deal for them. But eventually, once you've started 3 or 4 or 5 businesses, that's not massive action. That's just action. So your massive has to be something that's always pushing you out of your comfort zone to push and do more. That's your massive, right? And your immediate, I don't really need to explain immediate, but that's now. Doing something right now is critical. What can you do now? What can you do? Like after I would watch things like this. Now I didn't have this really when I first started because you had to watch maybe some YouTube and there was no live and none of this stuff, right? But I would watch this, what I'm doing with you, but I'd watch it, in a room. And I'd be like, got it, go. Got it, go. and I'll just get it done and implemented it. And you know what? I failed more than a lot of other people in my classrooms where I was learning. I failed more because I tried more than all of them. I failed more because I tried more. But I worked something out. If I can just keep trying, I will fail more than everybody else, which is a bit of an indicator of success. Wouldn't you agree? Like how many times you fail. But I then started to succeed more because I just kept taking this massive and immediate action. This mantra of mine has something that has stuck to me for my whole life. Because here's the thing, it doesn't matter what you learn. It doesn't matter what you hear. It doesn't matter who inspires you. If you don't take massive and immediate action, you won't do anything about it. Now, there's a lot of psychology behind it. For starters, your brain doesn't really like to make deep amounts of change and instant change because change to your brain, it sometimes can feel like pain. Like if you want to get up early in the morning and start exercising, the reason why you can't fucking do it half the time is because your brain says, hang on, lack of sleep equals pain. We don't want you to get in pain. We're not going to let you do that. And it doesn't want to because your brain would rather you avoid your instant pain. Listen to me very carefully. Your brain would rather you avoid your current and your instant pain by taking, you ready for it? Massive immediate action. It would rather you avoid that than get future pleasure. Future pleasure. I want to slim down. I want to have more energy. I want to have more money. So you have the option. You go, okay, here's an idea. Go spend $10,000 right now and get a funnel built for you for your business. And you go, current pain. I've got to find 10 grand. I have to sell this stuff. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do that. But then your brain says, but once I have a funnel working for me, I can create lots of leads and sales. I can make money in the future. And you go, oh, yeah, I could make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, but I have to spend $10,000 now. Let me think about it. And this never happens because your brain doesn't like to be in pain. And the problem is taking massive immediate action equals current pain to gain some potential future pleasure in everything in your life. So you're fighting against a brain that doesn't want you to take massive and immediate action. But when you do, you win. That's the point. Right? So, for me, I learned early on that I had to learn this thing about massive immediate action. I also learned early on that I'd probably fail because I was trying so much. But I thought, you know what? If I can just fail lots and learn, then I'll eventually start to get there. And I just kept tricking my brain to play the long-term game until eventually those long-term, like the future bank of what I was like, I'll finally make money then, I'll finally get that then, if I just keep going, eventually started to pay off. And eventually I started to have the body that I wanted to have because I started to work out every day for 6 months. And then finally I saw it and I went, oh, fuck, finally, now I can feel better. And this is me. I'm not preaching it. You're saying you have to do everything. I stopped drinking coffee. I'm born, bred Melbourne. I used to have 3-4 coffees a day. I stopped doing it. I have maybe one every 2, 3, 4 weeks now if I'm lucky. And I did that because I wanted to try something out. I wanted to see how that goes. Other people will be like, oh my goodness, don't do that, right? You have to have your coffee. But I just tried it. And then I tried it. And you know what? My short-term brain was like, fuck, give me caffeine. Don't even mess with coffee, Aaron. Go back to what you're good at. Don't mess with your caffeine intake. But then after a week of battling that short-term pain, eventually I personally started to actually feel a bit better than having 3 or 4 coffees a day. So guess what? I finally eventually had my long-term pleasure a week, 2 weeks later, but I had to go through the week of pain to get there, and your brain fucking hates that. So, massive immediate action. It came out of everyone saying to me, Aaron, how are you creating success? And I went, you want to know how I'm doing it? I'm looking at the same fucking notes as what you are, that you've listened to somebody about. I read the same book that you did. I listened, well, actually even had podcasts back then. I listened to the same MP3s. I bought the same cassettes. I did the same stuff. I didn't buy some secret library of stuff that no one had access to. And guess what? I took massive and immediate action. Stop over-complicating it. Because it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. So that's what I did. And now it's become a huge mantra of mine. And of course, anyone that ever hangs out with me has heard those 4 letters, that and other 4 letters. But that's what it's about. Massive immediate action. Doing the things you know you need to do to get the results you know you need to get. And that is what this is about. So here's what I'm going to tell you today. Massive immediate action is a lifelong pursuit. It's a lifelong pursuit. It's a lifelong pursuit. It's not a thing you get to and then you're done. I will never be finished with massive immediate action, right? I'll never be finished with massive and immediate action. I'm always going to take it. But the massive action to me is different to you, is different to Oprah, is different to Michael Jordan, is different to everybody else. They all have their own massive. You know, some of you going out there and going out there and agreeing on a logo today is like, oh my gosh, it's a big deal. For others, you've got to agree 17 logos a day and websites and team hires and everything because you just have to. That's your massive. But if you keep finding your massive, and you keep taking immediate action, if you fail, you fail. You'll learn. But when you win, you win. And that's the point of it. So massive, you need to take it. You need to take it, and you need to not hold yourself back from it. You need to keep taking this massive and immediate action and stop holding yourself back. If you see an opportunity, fucking run for it. Run for it. Run towards it. Run and grab it. Go for it. Because this life gives you out a few different opportunities with a few different people in a few different ways, and you don't want to miss those ones. You need to absolutely go for it. For me, I take massive every day. Massive towards my goals. Massive towards being with the people I want to be with. Massive towards growing the things I want to have. Massive towards keeping my environment, my people that I want to have with me. Massive towards creating a life I want to have by design. Massive towards making sure that I don't have to fire team members when there's pandemics. Massive that I pivot and I evolve and I change. Massive that I innovate. Massive that I get up and I exercise even if I don't fucking want to at times. And massive that for 31 days now, I still do this with you and hang out with you for the next few mornings anyway, right? But at least I've done 31 with you so far, and that's what this has been about. And if you guys keep loving this, you keep joining me, then I'll do a few more of these for you in these mornings. But this is about your massive and immediate action. MAIA. Whatever that may be for you. You live by this, and I promise you, even with like half of the knowledge that you really need to have, you become successful. You get the right knowledge, oh my gosh. You get around the right people, watch out. You get the right knowledge in the right environment and you keep taking MAIA, one no secret, you'll be happy and successful. Oh my gosh. Is that amazing? 31 days. Welcome to Stand Together. 31 days on, every morning, hanging out with you guys, sharing. And I feel very thanked and very blessed that tens of thousands of you guys are watching this video in the preceding days from this, right around the world, and we'll be able to reach hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people over Stand Together. Thank you for hanging out. This sounds like I'm signing off forever. I'm not. I know it sounds like I am, but I'm actually not. I've got a few more in me, don't worry. I still hang out with you guys a little bit. But eventually this needs to come to an end, just so you know, right? Eventually it needs to come to an end. All right, guys, much love. Go kick some butt. Have the most amazing rest of your day. Go kick some butt and make sure you take massive and immediate action. See you guys tomorrow morning for another Stand Together. Ciao.